Hi guys, it is February 4th, 2018. I received this word this morning. It's about 11 a.m. and I'm going to record this now, but I don't have internet. My internet is down, so I'm not sure what time this will go up. Okay, I've been in prayer for a few days. I've been very distracted for the last few weeks about the various things happening in the news with the memo and all of these different things. I've just been distracted. And then I heard some people in the alternative media and also some messengers talking about an attack on the Super Bowl and different things like that. And I was praying to the Lord, surely, Lord, you would tell me if there was going to be an attack on the Super Bowl or something to that effect. And I was not angry with God, but I just was super curious and I want to know. And God doesn't always give us the answers that we want. But he did give me this message. I'm going to go ahead and put this up. Please prayerfully discern again all messages you hear, and I'll go ahead and read this. Okay, it says, "My daughter, write my words for those with ears to hear. My lambs do not walk as lambs, but now as my lions. My prophets and scribes, as things unfold in my plan, I will not always alert you ahead of time. There are things that may occur, but I always reserve the right to change my mind. You see, my loves, there is always power in your prayers. I am the I am. I am omnipotent, and I know the outcome of all things. Yet, how can I explain the journey to human minds that cannot conceive such things? The journey, my divine plan, is set in stone. Yet, it is changeable and can be manipulated according to my will and in response to the Holy Spirit-filled prayers of my saints. I encourage you, my saints, pray. Pray for protection over your nation's leaders and their families. Pray for protection over your nation. Pray for protection over the lost so that they may be found. You are going through a time in your once great nation of exposure. I am shining light on the dark places as I perfectly align and place my chosen. Let your hearts not be troubled when you hear warnings of things to come. When you keep in your mind that I am in control of all things, you will remain in my peace. The enemy works to spread his darkness and lies, his death and terror across your once great nation and the world. He receives his power from evil perpetrated by his minions. He receives his power from the fear and anguish of my creation. The writing has been on the wall since the time of creation, my children, and my victory has been established since before time began. My daughter, this scribe, has asked me about the kick-off event. I will not disclose to her what this might be. I will only ask that my children with ears to hear go into prayer. War with prayer. Prayer can thwart the plan of the enemy. Will it? I ask you now, my loves, pray. Pray that my army arises filled with my Holy Spirit to expose the schemes of the enemy. Pray. Pray for my protection and mercy over your nation and your world. When you wholly accept and understand that I am the creator and author and finisher of all things, when you understand that you pray from a standpoint of victory and not from a place of desperation, in this case, your prayers will be answered. There is no power too great to overcome the prayers of my righteous. Look at the big picture through my lens. Put aside your human understanding and emotions. Whatever unfolds, understand that I have allowed it, whether it be peace or chaos. I have ordained and appropriated it for this time and in my perfect timing. Arise now, my warriors, and receive the indwelling of my Holy Spirit to overflowing. For you are my army, your prayers are powerful, and you have already changed some outcomes. Do not believe the lies of the enemy when he tells you that you cannot make a difference. Your prayers are the difference. Though the darkness has reached a new level beyond which can be fathomed, shine me brightly. When chaos breaks out around you, know that you stand justified, already in my glory, already righteous through your King. Many, including this scribe, have allowed themselves to be distracted by the news of the day. Many have become weak and taken their eyes off of me. Many believe that they are powerless to pray against the darkness. No, my children, no. I call upon you, my army, now to pray, allowing my Holy Spirit to guide you as to for what. Take your eyes off of yourselves and place them on me. Allow every last bit of pride to be removed from you. Rest in my finished work and receive power in that rest. Be patient, my loves, for only through your patience is my timing made perfect. Do not run ahead. Only through the prayers of the righteous is my hand moved to protect. I ask my righteous to pray. Many of my messengers and scribes wish for me to enlighten them, to ask them for answers that will not be given. They ask me for answers that will not be given. I say, wait and see. The reason I do not disclose a complete and perfect outline to my plan is this. If you do not have faith that my plan is perfect, you have no faith at all. Many fail to recognize that they are already seated in heavenly places next to their King. My children must reconcile this in their minds. When you are relying on your human understanding, you are weak. My Holy Spirit is the only one that can bring you to a place of perfect trust in me. My Holy Spirit is the only one that can bring you into my perfect peace. Invite him to fill you to overflowing. And only from that place of peace can you truly operate in my will. Do not analyze and decipher the plots and schemes of the enemy unless you are immersed in my peace, unless you trust that my outcomes will be perfect. For when you wish to tell a fortune, you feed the enemy with fear, possibly your own, and definitely others. There are some that I have warned with pieces of what is to come. I warn with dreams and visions and prophetic words, and some of these things have been shared upon my approval. But if you receive these things in fear with your human understandings, you simply feed the enemy. For fear is his power over you. This is why, my children, I keep my prophecies few and far between. This is why I do not foretell my plans or those of the enemy. Stay in prayer, my loves, that you will get to a place in our relationship of complete trust and rest. Pray that you get to a place in me that your human reasonings and emotions will no longer suppress my Holy Spirit within you. Only then can you truly enter into my rest. The prayers of the righteous prevaileth much. Come together now, my army, not in fear, but in my power. I've created you as curious creatures, but when the conclusions you come to with human reasoning are used to spread fear, you simply feed the enemy, and you are out of my will in doing so. I love you, my children. Yeshua HaMashiach. So that was really long, but I think it's a little bit of a heads up to us to wait and see and just be in perfect rest that, whatever happens, we are already in heaven. We're already seated in heavenly places, and this is a temporary place for us to be. No matter what we face, no matter what we go through, we got to look at the big picture and realize that we are here only temporarily, and this is not our home. So, all right, I love you guys, and hopefully I'll talk to you soon. Bye.